Welcome to Wish I Had Known, the show where hindsight meets insight. Host Jodie Lamb has worn many hats in the world of finance, from navigating the intricacies of financial planning to unraveling the mysteries of insurance claims and diving deep into the realm of structured settlements. Each episode explores the topics that make you say, if only I had known this sooner. Join the conversation as we uncover the insights that can make all the difference. This is Wish I Had Known, because knowledge is power and hindsight is 20/20.
Each episode, we invite a guest to share their personal stories, the kind that start with, if I had only known. If you're seeking guidance, inspiration, or simply a moment of connection, you're in the right place. Hello, and welcome to Wish I Had Known, the series where hindsight is 20/20, but information to help guide us through daily decisions and further opportunities. I'm your host, Jodie Lamb, and I'm here to navigate this interesting path of wisdom with you. Today, we're thrilled to be joined by an intuitive coach who has dedicated over 30 years of mastering the art of transforming energy and mindset. With a rich background in financial services, she guides professionals and executives to steer them from mere survival to thriving on their own terms. Today's conversation promises to inspire. I'm honored to introduce you today to my friend, Karen Gray. Welcome to the show, Karen.
Thank you, Jodie. I love thrival. That is an amazing word. We're using that now.
Survival to thrival. Like that's
survival to thrival. That's me. I love it.
Well, you've got such an interesting story. I mean, talk about transformation and thriving. I absolutely love talking to you, and you're so inspiring, and I absolutely needed you to be on this show. So thank you for joining us. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself real quick?
Yeah, so I did start out very, very young in the banking world, worked my way up. I attended school, but I never graduated, as far as college, rather. I just worked my way up through the ranks, hard work, into a branch manager position, financial advisory position, and then eventually was full-time financial advisory. Kind of organically stumbled into coaching based on a need that my daughter had for me to help her. And that's where I truly found my passion, or my passion found me, rather. And now today I coach executive and C-suite women in professional careers who are pursuing a elevated life of balance and passion and purpose. So all things to be said, I'm a mom, I'm a Mimi, and a woman on a mission.
Well, one thing that we didn't touch on that resume was a very glamorous opportunity to highlight your experience in the pageant world. Is that, did I get that right?
As a coach, yes.
Yeah. So,
I've written over 400 speeches. I have over 200 speech title winners and a few national winners. So it's been something I'm really proud of.
So working with women in pageants and that type of, as well as in the professional world, is there an underlying theme, correlation? What is the pivotal moment of realization that leads to your profound wish I had known insight for us today?
Yeah. So the thing that was just kind of that aha moment for me, and that I wish I had known, was when I was growing up as an adoptee. I made certain things mean a certain thing about me. So because I was adopted, that had to mean that I was unwanted, right? That would be the correlation. And as a young woman, that turned into people pleasing and some pretty bad decision-making habits. Fast forward into my financial advisory career, I saw that there were a lot of women that had some similar patterns. They would make decisions based on something that had happened to them in their past. It wasn't completely obvious until I was coaching young girls in the pageant world, and it was specifically rodeo queen pageants. And so they had to have a prepared speech. They were putting themselves out to be judged and asking people to determine their worth and value. So you have a young girl who is already insecure. Now they're putting themselves out to be judged, but they were having the same challenges as some of the women that I was counseling in advisory situations. And so, do I trust myself to make this decision? What are people going to think when I make this decision? Am I good enough to achieve this goal that I have? And one day it just hit me like, these young girls are struggling with the same things I struggled with, the same thing these women are struggling with. So until we get to the root issue, we're going to continue struggling with this challenge. And it's not just me. And so I wish I would have known that it wasn't just me. I wasn't out there fighting this fight by myself, that this is a human condition of allowing someone or something external outside of myself to determine my internal value.
I have teenage daughters, and I hear these words coming out of their mouth.
Right.
And honestly, I hear those words in my own head as well.
Right.
I think that a lot of us relate to this internal struggle with our beliefs and how it defines how we react to situations or how we interpret, but the power to make that choice and choose a path that better serves us, it is an awareness. So how do you help women on that journey?
Well, it's not a step 1, step 2, step 3, but the first thing is the awareness that I have a choice, and that because something happened doesn't mean anything specific about me. So do not give your power away. Do not give your value away. Do not assert your worth into something someone else or something else says or because of a situation. Knowing that you are valuable and worthy and enough just because you're here is the first step to the awareness and the path to recovery, if you will. So, being a recovered people pleaser, being a recovered workaholic, being a recovered sacrificer, right? We become this martyr trying to do all things for all people. Just the awareness that I am going to go through things, life is going to happen, that doesn't mean anything about me. So don't give that power away. Don't give your value to an external person, place, thing, or situation. That's the biggest aha switch, as we call it. Just that awareness of I am valuable because I am. Period.
Indeed.
That's a whole sentence.
Can you repeat that again for us?
I am valuable because I am. Period.
Period. Well done.
That's it.
So the person that hears this, and you are, how did they find you? How do they have this next conversation to get past their own thoughts or their own, past experiences that have influenced how they make their decisions today and to change that course for tomorrow?
Yeah. So if you're listening to this and you're going, yeah, but you don't know my story. Yeah, but you don't know my situation, or Karen, that's pure bull, followed by some expletives, then you're the person that I'm speaking to right now. And the way that you can get started connecting with me is on any platform, anywhere, Coach Karen Gray. And that's Gray with an A, Gray. Just reach out. The first step is to have a conversation and to begin the process. Just that first initial step of, I'm worthy enough to pursue this. Don't make assumptions that I'm not for you. Don't make assumptions that this won't work for you. Don't assume that this isn't your path, because if I'm not the right person for you, I know people that can help. So the first step is to just reach out.
Karen, that is a generous offer. And I know from personal experience that it's genuine, deep, well-intended message that you're sharing for women to apply to their own life. It's one that you are sharing with me, that even as you're talking to our listener today, I hear it in my own head, the value in what you bring to the world. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I truly wish I had known what I've been learning through you and through my own professional and personal development over the last couple of years long ago. And so even for my kids, and I hear them using the words that unfortunately I resonate all too well with. Do you have any recommendations for the parents out there? And is there a specific age group that you work with, or do you target certain individuals for your coaching services?
Primarily, I work with women over 30. That's not to say that that's exclusive, but those are the women that tend to be in my world. My rodeo queens are much younger. Their ages 10 to 25. But for the coaching process, for the walking through this transformation, just know also that we're human. This isn't a one and done. So, hearing me say this doesn't mean that I have everything fixed, right? I'm human. I'm imperfect. I have great days. I have bad days or not so great days. So it's a process. It's an evolution, but it's a choice. And every day I choose me. Every day I choose to see life through the lens of whatever's going on is for me, not against me. And whatever's happening is something that I can use to be better. So I just want to preface all of this to say that first. And those that are connected, if you're hearing my voice and this resonates with you, or you're like, yeah, I need this, I need to find out more. It doesn't matter what your age is, just reach out. Or if you have a daughter or a son, this isn't exclusive to women. We just tend to be more vocal about it. Men are much quieter about their challenges, but they still struggle. They still go through this doubt, because it is a human condition, especially if you have parents or grew up in a situation that was not healthy and did not feed that. You can begin changing that for the next generation. Begin speaking this for your kids in recognizing their worth, recognizing their value as being intrinsic. It's not on something they've done. It's not on something they've accomplished. We often in society tend to say, oh, that's great. You got great, straight A's. Congratulations. Now you've done this. So this equals this. Just begin to say, I love you because you're mine. I love you because you're here. You are valuable. You are worthy because you are. When someone isn't treating you kind, that's a reflection on them. That's not about you, right? Just those type of little small language twists begin to feed in the things that we need to hear, is that, people are unkind because hurt people hurt people. Oftentimes it has zero to do with me. I have nothing to do with what's going on in that person's life, but I'm just a receptacle of their anxiety or their anxiousness or their bad day, right? So when we take the big picture and say really what's going on, I have a choice in how I let that affect me, and whatever's happening with them isn't about me. When nothing's personal, everything feels so much easier.
I feel like we all just had a very personal, private, intuitive coaching session with you today, Karen. Thank you so much for sharing your experience, your personal story, and how you apply that to help women and men in their own personal journeys.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I wish I had known this when I was younger. Things would be much different. I would have made the same mistakes, just faster, quicker. I would have moved through them.
Right. Stories like you light our paths, so we navigate, we know where we're going, and we have better choices to make that bring us the happiness that we seek in life.
That's right. Absolutely.
Well, thank you everybody again for joining us on another episode of Wish I Had Known. Do you have a remarkable experience to share or a challenging situation where you are uncertain of what to do next? I'm Jodie Lamb. It's been my absolute pleasure to speak with you today. If you ever need anything from me, or if you want to have a conversation, share your story, #AskJodie. I look forward to speaking with you and seeing you on the next episode. Have a great day.
For listening to today's episode. Please like, share, and subscribe so you can hear all of Jodie's chats, so you don't have to say, "Wish I had known."